Hello! Welcome to something different. I've been wanting to try other types of content recently, so I want to try, do a lot of different things, but you know how that goes. It's kind of hard. So, that's not supposed to pop up there. We're gonna ignore that. So I got my little mudkip here. I'm a massive One Piece fan. This is no secret. So I wanted to take the time, I wanted to go through, I wanted to rank all of the One Piece arcs. Because I recently have been watching through the series. This will be my second time through it. Second time actually going through it, actually watching it. It's a fun time. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a ton of fun, so I'm just gonna make myself a bit bigger here and then move you. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All done. Alright, so let's get right into it. This is actually, fun fact, second time I'm recording this. I did one like a week ago, and I'm like, yeah, but then as I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna change something, and I felt like I didn't really talk about it a whole lot, so we're going right into it. So we're gonna do this in order of how they actually happened. So that starts with Romance Dawn. It started the series. Romance Dawn is where you get Luffy's backstory. It's where you meet Zoro, you fight Captain Morgan, you fight Alvida, you get Kobe. It starts the series. Now, One Piece, I feel, is a constant progression. I genuinely feel every arc is better than the last, to a degree. Obviously, it's not gonna be like, alright, Romance Dawn, D tier. Orange Town, slightly higher D tier. No, that's not how we're doing this. But as far as openings to shonens go, it did really well. Compared to the rest of One Piece, I'm feeling B tier. It's very good. It's very middle of the ground for me, but that's not bad. So we're going with the basic tiers here. S tier is amazing, it's the best. A tier is really good. That's where most things here are gonna end up. B tier, standard. C tier, less than. D tier, eh. So with that having been said, Orange Town. Now, Orange Town, you get the introduction of Buggy. And we all know, we all love Buggy. Outside of that, it's a C tier. Nothing really happens. You meet Nami. He's kind of there. It's just really bad to say. Buggy's okay in it, I guess. Whoops. Ignore that. Buggy's okay. He's definitely better later on in the series around I can Impel Down and Marineford, but it's a strong showing, but all around, you get the fight with Kamaji, and that's about it. Chow Chow, not enough, sorry. Orange Town's C tier. We're not gonna have a lot of those. After Orange Town, we go to Syrup Village. And while I would love to say Syrup Village is an A tier, because I liked a lot of things that were in it. I've Usopp. I like Usopp. I like Kuro. That's a hot take. I like Kuro as a villain. I thought he was cool. Yeah, he was kind of stupid, I have to admit. But it felt really slow, and the very first time I went to watch One Piece, Syrup Village was the arc where I had to, where I just couldn't keep up with it, and it's slow, and it's kind of boring. And looking back on it, it's yeah, I love it, but I also love the rest of One Piece. I think it's a D tier. There's a good chance it's the only D tier. Last time I did this, it was the only D tier, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, Baratier. Now, for a lot of people, Baratier is where the story really picks up for them, and they get hooked on One Piece. And I would love to agree, except I thought Baratier was pretty meh. As much as I love Sanji, he's not my favorite. I love him. I'll always, like, whenever people ask me, what's your favorite Straw Hat? Number 1 is the Monster Trio. It's all 3 of them. They're number 1. Don't ask me. Don't. No. If you disagree, if you have a different opinion, you're weird. But I wasn't super into portrayed. It was a fun time. I definitely enjoyed it. I could see how it was good, but it kind of just wasn't really my thing. I wasn't super digging it. Oh, sorry. There we go. So I'm gonna put portrayed in B tier. I'll put it above Romance Dawn. I will be ranking them within the tiers. But then you get to Arlong Park. Arlong Park is the other arc where if portrayed didn't hook you, Arlong Park did. And Arlong Park really hooked me. I firmly believe Arlong Park deserves an S tier. It is so good. The emotions hit me hard. Nojiko's really hot. Bellemere's really hot. It's such a good time. It's just... There's so many good moments in it too. Bellemere getting shot is massive and impactful. The walk to Arlong Park with the bum 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 da 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 dun. That's an amazing moment. And then you get like Arlong holding up Zoro and being like, why is this living corpse still fighting? That's not exactly what he said, but like, it's a really strong moment and I'm super into it. I love Arlong Park so much. I always look back on it and I'm like, yeah. Let's see, after Arlong Park was, where are you? Locktown, here it is. Locktown goes behind portrayed, above Romance Dawn. It's really fun. It's a world building arc. One Piece, very much so, they have these big massive arcs and then they have a smaller world building arc, which is nice. That's good. It's very refreshing. And I have to say, oh, there it is. I'm like, where's Whole Cake Island? I just thought of that. Logtown, it's kind of eh. I really like Logtown, but there's not much in it. You get to meet Luffy's dad, which is amazing. You don't know it's his dad then, though. Whoops. Sorry, I keep failing this stuff. Logtown's a good time. It's nothing special. You meet Smoker and Tashigi. We love them both. It almost pulls it up to A tier, but not quite. Past Baratie. Baratie's kind of the B tier gatekeeper right now. Alright, Logtown. You get Reverse Mountain. Now, last time I did this, I kind of like skimmed over Reverse Mountain. I'm like, nothing really happened. Reverse Mountain is a really impactful moment. I mean, if you think about it, that's like, they get to the Grand Line, and you have the scene where Mary like going up Reverse Mountain and like shoots out the top, and it's so beautiful up there. I want to live on top of Reverse Mountain. It's such a sight. It's such a massive moment. I'm still gonna put it in C tier, but then you also have the stuff with Laboon, which comes back into play later, and it's like, I really like Reverse Mountain. It's really good. It really turned out. That's one of the ones where I was thinking on it, and despite still being a C tier, I really was like, wow, there's a lot more to talk about. Because in the anime, they kind of like almost ruined it in a way, because they had the guy from the filler arc a part of it. I'm like, but then they literally just straight up killed the guy, and that's actually just hilarious. Nami literally just throws him off of the Mary. Oh, in Sierra Village you get the Mary. I didn't mention that. I'm feeling for the Mary. Like I said, I'm watching through it right at One Piece right now, going on a mini tangent. So like I said, I'm watching through One Piece right now, and we just finished Postini's lobby, and oh, the Mary, I'm feeling it hard. Anyways, Reverse Mountain, C tier, we love Laboon. Now we get to the good stuff. Where are you? Whiskey Peak. Right here. Whiskey Peak is a C tier below Reverse Mountain. Genuinely, it would be a D tier, but the scene with Zoro fighting off the 100 bounty hunters, and then also Zoro and Luffy fighting, that's really cool. It's so cool when you see him in front of the mountain. I really want to put it higher, but it's just, I can't bring myself to do it. It's, thinking back on it, there's a lot of early arcs in One Piece that just aren't really anything. And I feel really bad because there's so many cool moments early on, and I'm sure I'm even forgetting things. And there's smaller stuff too, like they get to the island and like they have the girls for Sanji, and the booze money for Nami, and the booze for Zoro, and it's like they just know exactly what they want, which isn't hard because they're pirates. But that's kind of the fun of it. But Whiskey Peak goes to C tier. And I know A tier has been noticeably empty, but trust me, most of these are gonna fill up A tier. Speaking of which, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden. Little Garden, Little Garden, Little Garden, Little Garden. I don't know where to put Little Garden. I really like Little Garden. I thought it was so fun. I'm gonna put it in A for now. It might go down to B above Baratier. I really like Little Garden. You get Dory, you get Bragi. They have their 100-year duel of men, which is amazing. Oh, and it's the first time you actually like see hockey in the series, because go back and watch. It's not really commented on. Dory and Bragi used hockey when they attacked the giant goldfish. That's crazy. It's not confirmed that's what happened, but like, there's magical aura. I'm just saying. I guess it's not the first time you see hockey, because in Luffy's flashback with Shanks, the Shanks sees shh, we don't talk about it. Anyways, I love Little Garden. It might move down to B. We'll see. Mr. 3, I did not realize he was so like full of himself at first. I went and rewatched it, I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And I'm like, no, yeah, this is kind of right. Because I only really remember him from Impel Down. So like, Little Garden's A tier. It'll probably move down though. Be prepared for that. Drum Island, A tier. Low A tier. Above Little Garden. Drum Island's a fun time. Drum Island's so cute. I love Chopper. It's the only time Chopper really gets to be good in the series too. That's a hot take. You can fight me on that. I love to argue. But Drum Island's really good. And you have the moment with Luffy. Oh my gosh. Luffy climbing the mountain with Sanji in his teeth, Nami on his back, and like and he's like bleeding out, and it's like half frozen. He just keeps on going, and it's like at one point he drops Sanji, and he's like freaking out, and he's trying to grab him back, and he's like, he knows in this moment, like, if I like mess up now, all three of us are dying. And it's so good. It's so good. We love Drum Island. Oh, and he gets to the top, and he's like, and you get the Lopins and the bear, oh my gosh, the bear who's just walking around the island, and you have to bow to him every time you pass him. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. We love Drum Island. Alabasta, A tier, top of A, easy, easy. You get Crocodile. Luffy takes down his first warlord. You get the moment at the end with the X's on the arms. You get lore bits with the ancient weapon and the poneglyphs. You meet Nico Robin, even though technically you meet Nico Robin in Whiskey Peak, which actually is kind of big, but like, it's Alabasta. Sea Prism Stone. You get the stuff with Smoker. It's so much, and it's One Piece's first big arc, and it definitely feels like it. And for those of you who know, technically, the time Alabasta was going on was the time Oda originally had projected One Piece having ended. And it feels like a climax too. So like, his plans were kind of always in the work, but now they've kind of ballooned out of proportion, and we are so thankful for it. But Alabasta is great. Luffy gets impaled. It's good. Pell should have died. bite me on it. Pell should have died. I know you know who I'm talking to. You know who you are. Alabas's top of A. Then, Jaya. It's also A. I love Jaya. Jaya does so much for the story. Oh my gosh, Jaya is so big. You got the ship falling on it. Then you see salvage crews, and then the giant turtle, and then you see the giant, which we find out later is the shadow of the Shandorians. But like, oh my gosh, there's the giant creatures, which we actually find out later in Therial Bark that there are actually giant creatures in One Piece that we don't know anything about. So, and I really wish we did, but you know. That's fine. Florian Triangle's a big question. It's okay. We'll never know. The ocean is scary, you guys. But Jaya's really good. And that's not even getting to Jaya. You get to Jaya. You have Luffy calling back to Shanks and choosing not to fight. You have Bellamy being Bellamy. And Bellamy's a great villain. And I will fight anyone who disagrees. Bellamy's a good villain. You have Blackbeard being introduced, which we all know where he goes. And you got so much. Oh my gosh. Jaya is massive. Technically, Jaya's the arc, if I'm not. No, I am mistaken. I take that back. I'm not even gonna say it. But Jaya's really good. And then it's followed up with Skypiea, and you cannot separate Jaya from Skypiea. But I'm going to. Because I love Skypiea, and it's gonna sit right here until I say otherwise. Because Skypiea is literally. So, Skypiea. It's a microconism. It's the entire series squished down into one. I'm doing this like little thing with my arms, but I don't have arms, so you can't actually see it. It's the entire series squished down into one arc. You got Enel, who is probably my favorite One Piece villain. And he thinks he's got. You got Luffy overcoming all the odds, and through pure like luck, but also odds, overcome, true underdog, literally the only person capable of fighting back against this god, who's not God, he thinks he's God, and it's so good, and he's put in his place, and Luffy learns to fight with the giant golden ball that he gave him, and oh my gosh, and you see more hockey, because you see the mantra, which is actually is actually, observation hockey. That's what it's called. I know what I'm talking about. You get so much. And oh my gosh, do not even get me started on Soooooo. Because we love Soooooo. I mean, clearly, I'm sure if you didn't notice, I kind of like foxes. And oh my gosh, you get the little cute sky fox with the long nose and he goes, Soooooo, Soooooo, Soooooo. And I love it so much. Oh, we love Skypiea is really good. I could rave about it for a while. I really like Skypiea. Oh, and then you get the backstory with Nolan and the Shandorians. And oh my gosh, Skypiea deserves to be an S rank. It'll probably move down, but it deserves it. Long Ring Long Land. Top of B. Yep. Alright. So, no, I'll talk about it. Long Ring Long Land. Nobody likes it. I really like it. I hate Foxy. A good villain is a villain you hate. In most cases, sometimes a good villain can be one you care about. That's just kind of how things are. I'm not going to play with that because it makes noise. Long Ring Long Land is a lot of fun. It's just kind of like a good time. And it's world building because you got like the Davy back fight, Flash news, big thing. Everyone forgets. Beginning of Long Ring Long Land. You meet Doflamingo. End of Long Ring Long Land. You meet Aokiji. Two massive characters. And then you got the whole thing with the things that, oh my gosh, Afro Luffy. So funny. Literally, the comedy's on point. And like, they're like, no, why would Luffy would never shoot the gun, and then they turn and Luffy's already shot the gun, and it's so funny. And the second time around, it does it again, and it's so funny. Zoro and Sanji fighting over who gets to be the ball, and they end up doing it, and then there's the race at the end, where, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Anyways, Water 7. You guys know where these are going. You can't separate Water 7 and Enies Lobby. So the question really becomes, which goes above which? Which is better, Water 7 or Enies Lobby? Well, let's start. Water 7, SNS rank. So the first time I was watching Water 7, I genuinely just didn't care about the whole missing Robin subplot. I think this was because I was like binge watching One Piece hard, and I think this was when I was about to like hitting my moment. I'm like, ugh, so much One Piece, and then I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. And then it's like comes back, and then you get the reveal of the traitors and CP9. Frick Kaku, we hate Kaku, but God, I love Kaku. So you get the reveal of the traitors. It's so good. Water 7 is amazing. You get the fight with Luffy and Usopp and all the stuff about the Mary, and it's so heart-wrenching. And Usopp literally challenging the strongest person he knows, knowing he's gonna lose just because in his eyes Luffy is throwing away a friend. And if he can throw away the Mary that easily, he'll throw away Usopp that easily, and it's heartbreaking. And then you get to Enies Lobby, and it's just ramping up and up and up. You got this battle on the sea train, and you think, oh, they got away. But then Bluno comes out with his door fruit, and then you get to Enies Lobby, and Luffy just goes ham on the Marines. He's going through. He killed, what was the final total? Like 500? I think Luffy was coming up on 1,000 Marines beaten. That's crazy, you guys. And then... and you got all the stuff with Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, I feel so bad for them. Thankfully, they survived. Unlike Pell, I'm happy they survived. Then you get like, oh, Yokozuna blocking the door. And you got the thing with the three judge guys, and that's really funny. Enies Lobby's so good. And then you get to the roof. Luffy gets gear second. That's amazing. I keep like shaking my head like all over the place, but then my camera just stops tracking it. Gear second, that's pretty amazing, you guys. And he's like, and Blue's like, oh, I can take your punch, and he can't take his punch, and it's so good. And it's like, you see Luffy progressing, and it's great. And then you get everyone, and you burn the world government's flag. Massive move. I have even talked about Soga King, because we love Soga King, and he's the best Straw Hat, and anyone who says he's Usopp is a non-believer. And you burn the world nose flag, you get Robin's heartbreaking backstory, and it's just, oh my gosh, and then she shouts out that she wants to live. It's amazing. And then you get the fights between all of CP9 members, and it's really good. You got the reveal that Kokoro's a mermaid, which is hilarious. And then you get like, Kokoro's a mermaid, that's hilarious. And then you get like the fight with Luffy and Lucci, and that's just so good. And Luffy literally pushing himself past his limits, literally declaring, I will not fall until you lose. And when he's about to fall, he catches himself, and it's amazing. It's something else. It truly is. Oh, and then you get to the end. Spanum gets what he deserves. The Mary saves them all. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you haven't watched One Piece, 1, why are you watching this video? Please don't stop watching, but why are you watching this video? 2, go watch One Piece. You're missing out. Then we get to post Enies Lobby. Oh, so which one's better? I'm gonna put Enies Lobby better, and... oh, and throughout the 2, you have Chinmi and Gombe just there with their massive smiles going, oh, pirate mister! Yeah. It's so good. It's so funny. There's so many good moments. You have her painting the little arrows, and it's so funny. I'm putting Enies Lobby higher, and so nobody asks me, I'm saying it's because Soga King's in it. Moving on. Post Enies Lobby. I have no idea where to put this. I kind of want to put it in B, just because I have nowhere to put it, so I'm just going to put it dead middle of B. So much happens in Post Enies Lobby. Like, you got the reveal of Garp being his father, his grandfather. Dragon's his father. Kobe and Helmopa returned. It's a lot. It's really good. Frankie joining the crew. You introduced to Sunny, which we all love the Sunny. I'm actually gonna move this up here because posting these lobbies is like, it wraps everything up very neatly, and I really like it. I don't have much to say on it because most of posting this, I'm trying to think what else to Post-Needs lobby. I just really like it. It's really good. It's just a good like world building arc. Then you go to Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark, I'm gonna put top of A because I really like Thriller Bark. I think it has some of the funniest moments in all of One Piece. You have the running gag with Luffy being like, oh, it's an old man with a big wound. And then he actually meets an old guy and he's like, oh, I got it. You're a zombie, right? And he's like, no, I'm actually an old man with a big wound. And literally, well, I'm sure we can all agree, is the funniest moment in all of One Piece where the zombie comes out and he's like, "Rrr," and Luffy's like, there, and just pushes him back in. It's so funny. And then you got Brook. Brook is literally the best, and I don't care what you say about him asking to see people's panties. It's hilarious. That one does get a bit old, but he doesn't overstay his welcome because it doesn't really last. Like, I can't think of a time he's asked to see someone's panties after the time skip. So, his bone puns though never get old. Like, yo, oh, I love it. And there's musician, and I have a thing for music, and you get Shadow Luffy, which is a weird and random and wacky power-up that just kind of like comes out of nowhere and works really well. It's really good. I'm a big, massive fan of Thriller Bark. It's one of my favorites. It's just a good time. Sabati Archipelago. Where do you put an arc like this? It's so unique. It literally... It's weird. I'm gonna put it... I'm going to put it in beats A, bottom of A. I think this is the moment I'm going to move Little Garden down, yeah. You get a lot. You meet the worst generation, most importantly Law and Kid, which I'm sure we all know where they come up, and it's kind of a big thing. You get Law and Kid, you get the pacifistas. Oh, I didn't even talk about Zoro's... Oh, I can't move it up. Zoro's nothing happened moment, amazing. Siwadi, you get the pacifistas. You get literally Conqueror's Haki used multiple times. You get Silver's Rayleigh showing up. Everyone gets teleported away. Luffy's grief-stricken. Oh my gosh, Luffy punching the world noble is probably my favorite moment in One Piece. It's up there. It's top 3. More than that, there's just so much to it. It's so much stuff packed into a very small package, and I love it. It never feels boring. It never feels bad. Even the beginning of it, where you meet like the guy who looks like Sanji, and then Sanji's poorly drawn wanted poster. Hilarious, by the way. And Sanji kicks him, and he looks all pretty, and he gets super full of himself. Hilarious, by the way. It's really good. This one goes here. Amazon Lily. It goes A tier. And I'm just gonna say Boa Hancock exists. And so Impel Down. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, hey, Amazon Lily. It's kind of a thing. What to say about Amazon Lily? It's another one of those arcs where not a lot happens, but it's really funny. You get like Haki properly introduced through the arrows. Found out Luffy. You got the really funny moment with Luffy where we find out a bit too much about his biology. You get Boa Hancock, who's a national treasure, We love her so much. She is the best. She is looking down on you so hard that she is, in fact, looking up. Think about it, I'm gonna have to move it down. In fact, this one should be moved up. Yeah, that looks good. But Amazon Lily's a good fun time. It's just a nice little break from everything. But it's like all very clearly building up to more. Impel Down is such a fun time. You can go right here. Impel Down. Oh my gosh. So Luffy sneaking into the prison and then very immediately getting noticed that he's there. Hilarious. Meeting with Buggy. Hilarious. Convincing him to help. Kind of sad Luffy actually gave Buggy his armband though, because like low-key I kind of wish Luffy just like kept that, but it is what it is. So meeting with Buggy. You meet with Mr. 3. You meet with the return of the greatest, who I did not talk about in the Alabasta part, but who cares, because I get to talk about him now. Bon Clay, who come our way? Ah, he's so good. He's so good. We love Bon Clay. They are the best. We love Bon Clay. So, you get Bon Clay. You get the new Okama land. You get... Oh, I don't even remember their name. What? Ivankov. That's their name. We love Ivankov. Oh my gosh. Impel Down is such a fun time. You get to fight with Magellan. You get to fight with Blackbeard. Oh, and it's building so... And it's like... Oh, and the pain that Luffy just barely misses Ace too. That's like... That hits hard. Impel Down is amazing. I'm really upset that the anime, like, didn't show that Bon Clay survived. That's really heartbreaking. We move on to Marineford, which, let me just say, a lot of people say One Piece peaked at Enies Lobby. I think the peak of One Piece right now is Marineford. Because, oh my gosh, never in a story have I seen everything come together so seamlessly to where you have at least almost all of the 7 warlords. You have 2 Yonko? Technically, yeah. Technically 2 Yonko. You have the 3 admirals. You have Fleet Admiral Sengoku. You have Garp. Everyone's there. You got the pacifistas. You have all of Whitebeard's guys. All here, ready to fight over one guy. And it's glorious. Whitebeard is the most manliest of men ever. And honestly, he doesn't need to ask me. I'll call him daddy anyways. He is the greatest. Even with his face torn off half, because we go with the manga here, even with his face missing half of it, even with a giant hole in his chest, even with countless, actually it is countable, because they gave the exact numbers, and I don't know the exact numbers, but he stood there, and he took it all, and not a single scratch was on his back. Whitebeard is the greatest. Luffy, like, flat out goes to Whitebeard and is like, ha, you're nothing. And he's like, ha, you're funny, kid. And it's amazing. And oh my gosh. And how grief-stricken Luffy becomes when, spoilers, I don't know why you're watching this if you don't know, Ace died. It hits so hard. And then you have so much going into this. And you got, oh, it's just so much. It's so hard to even put into words. Just like Luffy falling out of the sky and surprising everyone, especially Garp's reaction. That's peak comedy. You got the stuff with the Mihawk. You have so much that just went into this one arc. And I know Oda said that the final war arc is going to be even bigger than Marineford. And I'm nothing but excited. is going to be amazing. And you top it off with Shanks coming in at the end. It's like, okay, I'm here. War's over. And you got Law helping Luffy. Gee, I wonder why he did that. It's just so much. And it's just so well done that it never feels wrong. I love Marineford. It's just so good. It deserves to be the top of S. I could talk about it forever. It's really hard to not have someone else to talk to about it, but it's just really good. That's not even getting all like analysis on it with like, oh, how does this character feel about this? How does this character feel about this? And how does this character feel about this? No. Which I could go into it like that. Post-war arc. The 2-year time skip. Luffy's backstory. All the Straw Hats feeling Luffy's grief. It hits so hard. It's nothing special. I wasn't super into the backstory with Luffy, Sabo, and Ace. I'm gonna put it like probably here. Yeah, but I'm gonna move Barati up because I didn't realize it was so far down. Yeah, I can put that there. Yeah, that looks good. Post-war arc is really good. The backstory with Luffy, Sabo, and Ace is really good. It's nice to see how Luffy grew up. There's just nothing like too special about it. Like all the stuff with like Sanji being on the Kama Island. There's a lot to it. Perona in a dress is cute. That's where I'm gonna end that off. Return to Sabaody. This is really good. This is really funny. This is peak Comet One Piece for me. I'm gonna put it at the top of B actually. Returns to Sabaody. I don't know how to say it. It's really funny. You have the fake straw hats. You have, I think Boa makes an appearance. You have Perona, which again, like I said, really pretty. Return to, and you see like the jump in power noticeably. It's really good. I like it. Now this is gonna be well received. Fishman Island goes top of C. Top of C. Because I kind of didn't like it. Like, it was super cool. And the backstory with Otohime is really cool. And I love Shirahoshi. But it kind of just served to show, yeah, all the Straw Hats are super powerful now. I love Neptune. He goes, Jamon, 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 Jamon. I love that. But it's just, there's too much in between stuff that's super boring. And there's like the one prophecy with like Luffy's gonna kill, destroy Fishman Island, which is gonna come back up. It's going to. There's the stuff with Fisher Tiger, which is really good. It's really good, but I can't in good confidence put it above anything else. I just didn't feel it. I'm not huge on post-time skip One Piece. A lot of it felt really boring to me. My opinion on that will probably change. Punk Hazard, I really liked. I think I'm gonna put it here. I'm also gonna move this down to here. Yeah. Punk Hazard I really liked. You get Kinemon, which is, and Law, all setting up the next Yonko saga, which you get, which also Fishman Island set up because you got the stuff with Big Mom and that, and then in this you get Law's like, we're going to take down Kaido, but Law actually just wants to take down what's his face? Shoot, Doflamingo, which we're getting to. But and then you get Kinemon setting up Wano and Momonosuke flies, which as of recording this, chapter 1051 comes out tomorrow. So just to give you a point of reference, we all know how that the thing with the clouds comes back up, and that's kind of big. But Punk Hazard's a fun time. You get the stuff about Aokiji and Akainu fighting, which I think is amazing. And I haven't really talked about the Admirals, but like, I'm a big fan of that. And then you got, it's just a good fun time. I'm gonna scroll up slightly. There it is. There we go. It's just a good fun time. Dressrosa. I'm gonna put it here. I don't have any strong feelings about Dressrosa. I admit it was really good, but also I watched the anime, which is really long. Yeah, I need to read Dressrosa just to see how that like changes my perception of it. I don't think I've read any of like post time skip One Piece. I don't think I've even like looked at it. That's really weird. Except for like the most recent stuff, which to where I caught up to. I caught up to the anime, so I then read the manga. But Dressrosa is really good. Doesn't deserve all the hate it gets, except it kind of does. I understand it went on for way too long, but it's a good time. You get Gear 4th. You get Fujitora, who I love and probably doesn't beat out the original 3 Admirals for me, but definitely beats out Green Bull because we haven't seen anything on him yet. Dressrosa is a really good time. There's so much to talk about in it because they just stuff way too much into it. Like Sabo. Yeah, he came back in that. I forgot about that. There's just so much about Dressrosa. I can't even like, I would need to make like a list of bullet points to even like try and tackle that. So there you go, Dressrosa, A tier. Not as good as Alabasta in my opinion, because Alabasta was early One Piece and it just hit different. Zoe is an amazing mini arc. You get so much happening in Zoe with the minks and the and the road poneglyphs and find the red one, and Raizo is safe, and Jack, and Zoe just wrecks Jack, and he's just sitting on the bottom of the, Zoe's a fun time. I'm gonna put Zoe in A tier. I'm gonna put Zoe at the bottom of A tier. I really like Zoe. It's just a good time. There's so much in it. I think it's just kind of like, really, like it's the parts of One Piece I like the most, which is like the little like tiny bits you eat, and it's like, yeah, they're just people being people, and it's really fun. Whole Cake Island. This arc also gets a lot of hate. I don't know why. People say it makes Big Mom look like she sucks, which to be fair, I do agree Big Mom is the weakest, but that is saying nothing. Because, like, people are like, oh, it makes Big Mom look so weak though. Like, how? They physically couldn't harm her. Did you see that lightning attack? Like, the attack that literally Enel used to smite people, that literally had the entire island of Skypiea afraid? Nami used it on Big Mom, and she just got back up and kept going. Like, oh, and you have the stuff with Pudding, and oh my gosh, Sanji, and the Vin Smokes, and Whole Cake Island was such a good time, and you get the real Sanji's backstory, and that's heart-wrenching. I'm actually gonna put this here. I did not expect that. No, I'm gonna put this here, but I'm gonna move this one up. Yeah, I like that. Whole Cake Island is just a really good story, and it's a great world. The moment with all the like monkey Luffys, which haha, Monkey D Luffy, and Brook breaks a picture and he's dressed up like Luffy, and like Big Mom, Brook fights Big Mom. Brook goes 1-to-1 with an Emperor of the Sea, a Yonko. This is insane, and people still hate Brook. I'm like, why? Reverie. I don't have much to say on Reverie. So much happened, and I don't feel like it's fully like finished. Very clearly more stuff is gonna happen in terms of Reverie. I'm gonna put it here because like it's just kind of the Reverie. I'm surprised I have this and this so far apart, because last time I did this they were literally right beside each other. Now there's literally an entire tier between them. So it's just a good time, and Reverie is also a really good time, but there's a lot of world building, which is amazing, but it's not like fun, which is fair. Here's the big one. Wano. Does it beat Marineford? That's the question. I don't think it meets Marineford. But holy crap, Wano is so good. Say what you will about it being the same story as Alabasta and Dressrosa and Fishman Island and all you want, I do not care. Wano... My hair moves. I didn't even realize that. Wano is so good. Oh my gosh. So you get like all the Japanese like imagery, which is amazing. You get literally like Luffy being just a massive bro to Tama, which is amazing because Ace was a massive bro to Tama. You get Yamato, who I love Yamato, and she might actually beat out Boa Hancock for best girl. We will see. Like I said, 1051 comes out tomorrow. I did see minor spoilers for that. I think I know what's about to happen, but I read the official only. But the only one I didn't read the official only for was Joy Boy has returned. That one. But what even was that? Was that 42, 43? I don't remember. Anyways, and you have the Joy Boy has returned moment. Gear 5th, it's insane. I didn't even talk about the Katakuri fight. That's kind of why Hope Kick's so high, and I didn't even mention that. Gear 5th is insane. I'm so excited to see where this goes. I still don't know how I feel about it being called, the Hiro no Mi model Sun God Nika. I'm always gonna call it the Gomu Gomu no Mi. Which it seems like Luffy's going that direction too, because he's still naming attacks Gomu Gomu no. So that's good. It deserves to be so high. You get the Odin flashback, you get the Hour of Legends, you get Odin boiling, you get so many good moments. Orochi getting his comeuppance. Onimaru, which is another fox, and we know how I feel about foxes. And I know I skipped over a couple of foxes, so let's call them out right now. Dressrosa, foxes. Return to Sabaody. There was a fox pretending to be Chopper, which is funny because people thought Chopper's Tanuki, raccoon dog, which we get the Tanuki fruit in Wano, by the way, if you missed that detail. Tanuki, and then Kitsune are like, they're similar to Tanukis, they're kind of like rivaling things. Go look that up on your own time. Maybe I should do a video on that. Anyways, and then you get Thriller Bark. This is completely unrelated. There's not a fox in Thriller Bark, but I just wanted to mention Shusui came up in Thriller Bark, and I didn't mention that before, and that kind of puts up Thriller Bark really high, because there's just so much in One Piece, you guys! There's so much One Piece! Anyways, other foxes. Foxes. Skypiea, I mentioned. Dressrosa, I mentioned. Return to Sabaody, I mentioned. Wano, I mentioned. Reverie, there's a fox in Reverie. Not really, but there's the Kitsune fruit in Reverie. Foxy, does not count. We hate Foxy. Wano is so good, you guys. The Emperors are in the magma. They beat Big Mom. Law and Kid powered together. Let me go on another quick tangent here. Y'all are hating on Kid. You're like, oh, but Law did most of her work. I think you guys don't remember Whole Cake. The whole idea was you needed to cause Big Mom some sort of trauma so that physical attacks could work. What was happening in that fight was even though Law got the final attack, most of Big Mom's damage was done by Kid. You guys think it's Law. It's like, oh no, Law's doing most of it. No. Kid was doing the majority of that damage. This, I could be wrong. This is how I interpreted it. But literally, Kid, what it was Law was shocking Big Mom, literally, which caused her to drop her guard, which gave Kid the ability to do physical damage. Kind of like how when Brooke broke her picture, which shocked her, which gave them the ability to do physical damage, which didn't work, which is why Whole Cake ended up going crazy. But you know, that's okay. Y'all are hating on Kid for no reason, and I much prefer Law to Kid. But give the guy some credit, he fought a Yonko. Big Mom's beaten, Kaido's beaten, Momonosuke is saved, Hiyori is adorable. We love Hiyori. There's so much in Wano. The fight with Zoro and Killer. Killer and fighting Hawkins. Hawkins is in Wano. I forgot about that. Drake is in Wano. There's so much in Wano alone. Wano deserves where it's supposed to be. One Piece is amazing. There's so much more I could talk about. I could just like sit here and ramble for another like half an hour going on and on about literally everything. Like, I did talk about Dr. Hiverluck's speech in Drum Island, which is amazing. I didn't talk about, throw a random thing out here, Ace being in Alabasta, which is amazing, and Ace is such a fun time. And when after Alabasta, Ace meets Buggy, and this is so funny. I didn't talk about so much stuff. Dressrosa, Bellamy being in Dressrosa, which makes his character come all around, like yeah, like that, full circle, making him an even better villain. Bellamy's great. Fight me on that. There's just so much in One Piece. I mean it. If you haven't watched One Piece, you should go and watch it. If you haven't watched One Piece, why the heck are you at the end of this video? Thank you for being here, but wow. It's just so good. There's just so much to it. It's all done so well. One Piece is truly a treasure. And I'm so glad I found it. And I'm hoping I'm gonna make more. I'm not even hoping. I am going to make more stuff about One Piece. Probably later this week, honestly. We will see. Until then, thank you for listening to me ramble. Have a nice day.